Check out thechosenprime.com in the link in the description below for this and other great items.
Alright everyone, welcome to another Radio Free Cybertron Reviews, RFC Reviews. I'm your host, iCast, and today we have the Leader Class, The Last Night Movie Megatron from Premiere Edition Transformers. Transformers The Last Night, Megatron, he fell over. Nice picture of Megatron on the front of the box. On the side you just get Leader Class and Transformers. On the back you get some product shots and also available Optimus Prime, the same mold from last year, or the year before that, whenever the last movie came out. Megatron up here at the top, you do get a bio if you want to read that. And the box is a little crushed just from shipping. That is it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get into what comes inside the box. Inside the box you get instructions. And as you can see, they are gray and crappy. So just take these, ball them up, and throw them out. That's what you're gonna... That's the best thing that those instructions can be used for, is some basketball. Some wastebasket basketball. So here you have Megatron, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at the best part of this figure is the mask. So you can see, you can just, there's a little flip switch on the back, and then we'll lift that up. Come on. And you get his face mask, which is really nice. I think that's a really cool gimmick. Here you go, you press it down and then you get normal Megatron head mode, and that is the best thing about this figure. You do get a nice sword, you got some blue paint on it with some gray plastic, and then you get these flame effects pieces, which makes me feel like we're getting like SH Figure Arts or something with these flame effects. This is the first Transformer that I know of. Comment below if you think I'm wrong and it had like flame effects parts, but you can plug that into the end of his cannon if you want for a nice I'm shooting fire at you. The cannon does extend a little bit if you want that look. And he does have a little bit of gorilla arms going on. He's gorilla-y, but luckily he has a wrist rotation. That way you can avoid the pure gorilla-ness of the arms. Let's go ahead and get that taken off. You can also use these in vehicle mode, of course. And yeah, his head is on a swivel. It can go left and right that far. He does have like this little like neck piece joint right here, which he can look up and he can look a little bit down, not too much. There's just a little bit of wiggle waggle, just that much of wiggle waggle up and down in his head motion. The arms are on a full friction joint. They can rotate 360. The arms can go out that far, which is plenty. They do have a swivel right below the shoulder. You do get less than 90 degrees at the arm. His hand is on a swivel, very tight, and then you do get this up and down motion right there, you know, just in case. Hey, Megatron doesn't have a girlfriend, so, I mean, these things happen. And then, on the other side, you get the same thing. You can hold that fusion cannon out if you want. He does not have a waist swivel. He does have a swivel at the knee. And one of the weirdest parts of articulation I've seen yet, he does have broken ankle articulation instead of a... There you go. He just broke his ankle because he has no foot articulation. It's just in the ankle piece, and that looks painful. That does not look fun. So yeah, he does have that, but with that broken ankle rotation you can get him in a stance about that wide. So, again, universal legs, they can go out. Whoa, we're popping pieces off. Watch out for flying pieces. Pop that back on if I can. He can go out that far just because of the hip skirt there, unless you pop that off like I did. Backwards, he can't get hardly anything back because his backpack's in the way. I guess you can kind of move one of the wings out to the side if you want, and you can get a little bit more leg bend, but his backpack is supposed to be down like that, which really limits the backward momentum of the leg. And these pieces are very soft, rubbery. I really don't like them, but they do give you plenty of out. He can go out all the way. And then you do get a joint at the knee, which gets you, give it to him, 90 degrees. And like I said, no foot articulation, but he does have the broken ankle articulation. For your pleasure. Alright, and let's get into some size comparisons with him. We'll just go ahead and take a quick look at him with his Voyager self, which I happen to really like the Voyager, actually, for reasons we'll get into in the review, even better than Leader Megatron. But here he is with his Voyager self. So you can see the size comparison with them. And here he is with the Wai-Zhang, which I can't even get into a frame. He is just towering over these guys. I did not expect the Leader to be this small when I got it, because I got the Wai-Zhang first, and then I got the Leader, and I was like, wow, that's not much too bigger than the Voyager. But yeah, he's definitely not as big as I thought he was gonna be. So let's go ahead and get these guys out of there. And we'll just put them next to each other for a second. Kind of zoom back, just so you can, well, zoom in. Just so you can get an idea how big they are next to each other. So you can see the Wai-Zhang just towers over Leader Class Megatron. Let's go ahead and get into transformation on Leader Megs. And as I said, the instructions are absolutely horrible, so just forget about them. First thing you want to do is flip the hands in. And again, it is a very tight fit for the hands. So they kind of just fold in right there. We'll lift these up for now. This panel on the arm you can just flip out. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Or actually not yet. We'll open up the chest. You can just pull on his head. The old noggin. There you can see that switch for the face mask feature. And then we're just going to flip the head in. And we'll leave that like that just for now. And we'll lift these side panels up. And then you just want to come work on the arms. We're going to flip the arms in. You're going to see a tab there that'll go in right there. And then you'll see this piece right here on his arm will tab in right there in that center section. I really don't like how this tabs together. It's really fiddly, and I can't seem to get it totally straight, which I'm not particularly fond of. On this side, we're going to rotate the arm up, and then we just got to do a bit of business on the arms, because this, if you fold this down, it will then swing out, and you only want to swing it out about 45 degrees, and then bring this all the way up, and then swing this around some more, and get these pieces up. And this is the other problem. There's two tabs that are supposed to go in right there and hold in. Let's see if I can get that on camera. You can see the little tab right there, and that's supposed to go in and lock in, and it doesn't want to stay. And then there's a little tab up front to tab that in, but this likes to pop out a lot, especially while you're transforming it. So I'm just going to do it once, but we're probably going to have to readjust. And then we're going to come up here, and then you can see from the back, if you rotate this, there it goes. There is a peg right there on the inside of the arm that this front of the jet will go into. Stay closed. Then we're just going to bring this up, and this is also going to tab in right there to the other inside of the arm. Again, he just won't stay. Why won't you stay? And of course I forgot to flip the arm in, so we'll go ahead and flip the arm in. Make sure they're all both pegged in, and then you can line everything up. Just like so. Alright. Now we'll come to the backpack. We'll just take the wings, put them out to the side like that. We're going to flip these out, flip the wings all the way up. We're going to take these wings, flip them back, and at the same time you want to open up this wing section right there, and then this little tab onto the back of the wing, just like so. And then we'll just flip this around, and this tabs in right there. It does feel like it's going to break if you pull from back here, so you just want to kind of squeeze it together up there. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Bring this down, lock the wing together, and then bring this piece around and squeeze up here at the top. That way that tabs in. And there you have the wings pretty much done. And then the legs. What you want to do with the legs is you're going to rotate them in just like that. Come down here and open up the legs, and you're going to flip out the thruster, and then just put the toe down. And then we're going to rotate the leg up and around, and there's going to be a tab on the end of that thruster that's going to go into a slot right there. Same thing on this side. Flip that around. Make sure that is open. And then flip out the thruster on this side. And then just make sure that tabs in right there. And then you'll have this kind of situation going on. And then when you bring this down, the chest, you can just tab in. It'll push in and tab in right there on the bottom. And then you just got to bring this down. You'll see two tabs right there that go in this section right here. There's two slots right there. And then you can bring down the wings. There's going to be a tab there and a tab right there that slot in there and there. And then same thing on this side. Just going to bring that down and tab that into the leg section. And then this is one of the parts I really don't like, is this piece just kind of hangs out in the back like that, which I'm not really fond of. And then there's this whole section up top at the back. It's just kind of empty, but it's not terrible. It's just not what I would prefer. And then again, this piece, which just doesn't want to stay. I feel like they could have did a better job on the front of this jet right there. But there you go. There you have him in his jet mode. He does have a front landing gear, which we can flip out right there. And you can see he rests on that quite nicely. He is a pretty big jet. We'll do some comparisons with the Voyager, and then you can see they kind of just rest on these little lower wings for the back landing gear. But he does sit level and nice. These things can, of course, plug into the back. So you can get some I'm taking off really fast action going on. Zoom! Zoom. He's zooming. Again, I'm not a big fan of these, but you can get them up front too, I think. No, they can't plug in there. But you can, for the weapon, you can press this button on the top, and this will pop open. This is not spring-loaded or anything, and is very loose. If you want to pull it out, it will get stuck, so that's about as far as I could get it out. And then you'll have to hold it just to get this in, but you can do that if you want. And that he's shooting fire again. This would work with Grimlock. I don't know if I really need it with my movie Megatron, but they gave it to us anyway, so. And we'll just unclip that. Close this back up. Oh, that closed nice that time. And then let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Alright, so for some size comparisons, I also forgot about the sword that you can put on the top of the jet right there. Here he is with his Voyager self. So you can get an idea how they scale. Put him off to the side, and here he is with his Weijang self. And honestly, Weijang is a tad bigger, but they're not as drastically different like robot mode. So we'll just place that down. Kind of put that right there. You can see their wingspan is almost exactly the same. Actually, the leader class might be a tad longer. Yeah, he is a tad longer wingspan, but Weijang's just a little bit bigger in the jet mode. I like how Weijang has the engine picked out in paint, just like the Voyager did. They kind of left that out on the leader class, but again, these guys are pretty big jet mode. But all in all, I think I like the Weijang the best. So, there you go. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give it a big old thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.